So there are still some cool places that if you like going and getting the effect of something that is spooky and being where we are haunted, I'll take you right to the places. One of them is a bar in Delray Beach, and it's right there on the main drag of Atlantic Avenue. It's called the Blue Anchor Pub. It was originally founded in Britain in 1864, which is where the murder of Bertha Starkey took place over 100 years ago.
Oh my gosh. Only thing scarier than that is this low budget Halloween music we have.
I know. Terrifying.
Is that Miguel Myers?
It is. It's Miguel Myers on his Casio keyboard. He's very good today. Yeah, what had happened to Bertha was 100 years ago, her husband sliced her up in a fit of jealous rage.
Oh, damn.
And apparently ever since that happened inside the Blue Anchor Pub in England, she has never left. And they tore down the Blue Anchor Pub brick by brick, and they put it on a boat and shipped it to Delray Beach. And she made the trip, they say, across the Atlantic. And now they say that you can hear her footsteps across the ceiling at night. And they say that the activity seems to peak around the anniversary of her murder each year.
Anniversary.
Anniversaries are very creepy.
We did a weird whatever kind of I don't know. I don't want to say investigation, but we did a walkthrough there.
Yeah.
And it is. If you've ever been to that restaurant or that bar, they've got cool pictures and creepy pictures all over.
It's got a vibe, and it's a cool pub on top of it.
They do live music some nights.
Yeah.
I was in there one night pretty drunk, and I was dancing. I almost fell into the drum kit.
Sounds about right.
Yeah, no one's surprised about that story.
Yeah.
Every word of it's true.
But which was full of spirits.
Mm-hmm.
I was full of spirits.
So they took that brick by brick, wall by wall, and then rebuilt it with the same materials. I'd really love to know the true reality of how they made that thing.
Is it exactly how it looked when it was built in England? Yeah.
Because I heard they just put it on a boat, the whole building, and just
could have been it. Yeah, could have been it too. Yeah, they do. I mean, they've done that with older houses in downtown West Palm. They recently did that with a house from the 1920s, and they moved it into another neighborhood.
I love when they do that and they don't like tear it down.
Yeah,
it's so sad when they bulldoze a house down. I'm like, what are you doing?
Well, it's fascinating what they did, because I followed the journey of it. I was fascinated by it, and I saw where they plunked it down into the, I think it's the Flamingo neighborhood there in West Palm Beach.
Oh, it's so pretty over there.
And what they did then is they then built around it a little bit. So it kind of refabbed it, and I think you get a massive discount if you put something down like that and then you build around it. There's all kinds of credits and things like that you can get.
Okay.
They have good food too. I believe it was their French fries. Who
has good food?
The Blue Anchor.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
What?
You can't stop thinking about it.
Well, really, they have good fries there. If you end up going there,
probably it's fish and chips, right? They call them chips there,
and they are delicious.
Yeah.
Even Beckett's healthy butt was eating them. They were that good.
Are they the kind of the thicker ones?
I can't remember because I too was full of spirits and I was drunk, but they were tasty.
Apparently, when you walk into the Blue Anchor, you immediately get hammered.
It takes you over.
It's fun.
It does. Another haunted place you could check out here in South Florida is a creepy old-looking house right there on the New River in Fort Lauderdale. It is called the Stranahan House. In fact, they've got several different places right there on the New River where you could see old Fort Lauderdale when it was first put together. And it's kind of got that vibe of old homes. This is when there's probably just 10 little houses in Fort Lauderdale. It is the oldest house in the entire city. It was built by Frank and Ivy Stranahan, and it first served as a trading post that lured Seminole Indians down the New River to do business. Now, battling depression and bad health, they say Frank committed suicide in 1929. He just walked right out front of the house and plunked himself into the New River and drowned right there.
Oh, my.
Tough way to go, man.
So after his death, over the years, they turned it into a post office, then it was a boarding house, then a restaurant. You can still see it right there today. It's a nice little walk, actually, along the New River. But you might see the apparition of old Frank walking on the water.
Some people say they can still hear his screams and splashes.
couple places you might want to know about, and one that Jaybird actually visited back in the day to do a seance that went absolutely crazy was the Lake Worth Playhouse. You drive right by it on Lake Avenue. It dates all the way back to 1924, and it was built by the two brothers, Lucian and Clarence Oakley.
And it looks haunted from the outside.
It does. Now, their dream was to own a movie palace in a vaudeville house. But the dreams were dashed when the full weight of the Great Depression struck and they lost ownership of the theater for good. But Lucian, they say, refused to leave. The premises are said to be haunted by Lucian, whose ghost has appeared in mirrors and been blamed for moving things around, and footsteps have also been reported from the empty catwalk above the stage.
When we did that seance, things did get wild. And we had about, I think, 8 or 9 death psychics with us.
Right.
Now, that was their specialty, death.
That's what they did.
And they were all dressed in black. And
As they do.
At the time, our producer, she brought her dog with us. And this dog was always quite loving and never act a fool. As we're walking up to the theater, it starts just bugging out. And then it calmed down, and then we got the dog in there, and then it started to crap blood. Our producer had to leave and take the dog to the hospital, where when she brought the dog to the hospital, they go, "Your dog is perfectly healthy. There's nothing wrong. We have no idea what happened."
Why did it poo blood?
There was no explanation. The other thing that was crazy, too, is we were in the basement, and we were doing a seance, and the goal was to see if somebody would appear on this one girl's face.
Oh, my gosh.
As they were trying to,
Was she cool with
conjure up. She was one of the death psychics, so she loved it. And I will say, there was many witnesses there that were not death psychics that go, "I see a face manifesting." And you did see something manifest. Now,
was it a light, or did it look like a face just started protruding out of hers?
It looked like she was growing a beard all of a sudden. Now, I will say it was a little dark down there. There was some candles down there.
Yeah.
The naysayer would go, "Is it the candle manipulating the light, making it,
Had you been drinking?
I was not. No, I was stone cold. Well, no, I was stone cold sober for that because it was on a school night.
Yeah.
And I stayed the night there by myself too. Everyone left after.
Oh, geez.
All that went down.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Where did you stay?
I stayed on some weird couch, I think on the stage.
What the hell is the matter with you?
I wanted to conjure
The
up some
dog pooed
spirits.
blood, and then you chose to stay the
I'm just gonna
night?
sleep over here.
Even the death psychics are like, "We're out of here, dude."
We're out of here.
You are too much. You do too much.
I might be doing too much.
Another famous haunted place in South Florida just had a big old Halloween dinner on Saturday night. The Biltmore Hotel in Coral Gables.
Oh, I've stayed there. It is super creepy. Panda did not like it. He had weird vibes. He says all of his clothes smelled like it for days afterwards.
Do you remember what the price point was per...
It wasn't bad. I would say it was probably around the $200 a night mark, which is not bad.
For a haunting.
Yeah.
For a South Florida hotel.
Right.
They're pricey down here, y'all.
Now, the hotel itself was built in 1926, and during World War II, it became a hospital for soldiers. It was once the tallest building in all of Florida, and at one time, it also had the biggest pool in the world. Now, the hotel has been in various movies and television shows. They showed it in Miami Vice, it was in Bad Boys. But the person who haunts it is a mobster who was killed in the hotel during a gambling dispute, and he is said to still reside there. His name? Fatty Walsh.
Oh, yeah.
Guests have reported seeing a woman in white in the rooms, and it's believed that she is the ghost of a woman who jumped out of the tower. And a dancing couple is also seen in the ballroom waltzing across the floor and then suddenly vanishing.
It's an odd thing. I do feel like it's just a theory of mine, but I think Vicky from the Weird Whatever podcast would kind of agree. Music and dancing and all that seem to really be appealing to a lot of spirit.
Okay.
It's almost kind of like they connect with that. They hold on to that.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
They kind of got their thing, huh?
Well, that's the theory of the one of the spirits at my place right now.
Yeah.
When the old-timey music comes out.
They do go well together.
It does go well
Yeah,
together.
it does go very well together.
Ballroom dancing and ghosting is a good fit.
It works.
This is how we do. It's the KVJ show.